There are two types of quantities are there. Quantity which has magnitude. Like suppose we will discuss about the length of the table or mass of some substance or time, speed, volume. All these quantities are scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. Now, what does mean by magnitude? Suppose I need to give length. Length of suppose this table. Length of the table is I guess 2.25 meters. 0.25 meters. And in that case, so in that case, your length is equal to 2.25 meters, and which is having only magnitude. Okay, that means this much amount of length your table is having. So that means it is the magnitude of the length. The magnitude of the length. Okay. What about mass? So mass matlab how much contain the matter, how much matter is contained in that particular sub object. Okay, suppose the mass of some body is like 2 kg. We used to measure this. So we can make out that this 2 kg is nothing but magnitude of that particular quantity, right? So we can see that clearly it does not have any direction. As an length is like 2.25 in positive x-axis or 2.25. I can change the direction of the table and the length will be changed in that direction. So we can mention in that manner also, but it can be in any direction. So it does not have any direction, right? This is 9th standard thing. Vector quantities are those quantities which are having magnitude and direction. Now, which quantities are there? So, velocity. When we used to define velocity, the first quantity which I have seen, vector quantities, those are like displacement. If you remember, displacement. It is the shortest distance between two paths. So in that case, displacement can be measured as vector quantity because it has a magnitude and direction. But magnitude matlab kya? So like distance between some particular points. Okay. Suppose I need to start from my house to the MES junction. Okay, to the MES junction. So in that case, I have to go in like this and then the turn and then here. That is the MES junction, right away. So if I am going from on this path and cover this much distance, the full distance, that means the full will be called the path, all path, okay, covered the full path is considered as a distance, or we used to say path length, or it is called as path length. Then what is the displacement? What is the displacement? It is the shortest distance. Matlab, from here to the here. Matlab, it is the final position. And this one is the initial position. So distance between initial position and final position. We can say shortest distance between these 2 points is nothing but displacement. So now this displacement is having some direction. Suppose we would say it is nothing but which direction? So this one is north, south, east, west. So we could say, okay, it is southeast direction. Okay. Suppose that the distance will be from here to the MES junction is 1 kilometer, but path length or distance will be 1 kilometer, but displacement would be little smaller. In this case, it will be little smaller than that. Sometimes it happens that it can be with the same as displacement. Displacement will be equal to distance also in some cases. Going in a straight line and all, there is no lanes we have, and it can be suppose I'm just directly taking something random numbers I'm putting, don't take it serious. It can be 0.75 kilometers or 0.5 kilometers also. So here we understood in particular direction we have to move so that we can cover displacement. That is why displacement is vector quantity. has magnitude 0.5 kilometers and direction south is direction from my place to there. Now velocity is the rate of change of displacement, So that is nothing but velocity. Velocity is vector quantity. Vector quantities are mentioned by arrow on the top of it. So we can say like how we used to like pronounce. So it is vector v, or we used to say v vector. Okay, vector v or v vector we can say. So it is dx by dt, matlab rate of change of displacement position is called as this velocity. Okay. Even acceleration. What is acceleration? The acceleration is rate of change of velocity is called as acceleration. So ultimately x a square ke liye we used to write in this manner also. Double differentiation of position. That way we used to do. Then weight is nothing but force. Weight is nothing but force, mg. And force is a vector quantity that is known ma. Since acceleration is a vector quantity, force F is equal to mass into acceleration is vector quantity. Even here, G is the gravitational acceleration. So F is equal to mg. This is nothing but a weight formula, weight. Okay, if we are measuring weight, that means we are measuring m into g. Okay, if we are measuring force, then it is m into a. Okay? If we are measuring mass, that is only m. What is the difference between mass and weight? Okay, weight is a force, mass is a only matter contained inside. Weight, displacement we understood what is the difference. One must know okay, what are vector quantities and what are scalar quantities and what is the main difference between them. That is the main thing over here in this part. Now we are starting, we understood what are vectors. So vectors are nothing but the quantities which has magnitude and direction. How we represent it? Suppose I have to draw a line, and now line can be represented as a small l, this is small l. We can mention with L, M, N, any name we could give. Okay. Suppose I have line in this direction, you can see. That means we will understand line, matlab I can extend to the arrow side also up to infinity, and even the tail part also I can extend up to infinity. Here also dot dot dot, and this side also it is dot dot dot. I can extend up to infinity. Okay. But here the arrows is saying that it is going from down to top. Okay, down to top it is saying like this. But you can see in the next name, this one. Now you come to the next diagram. It is showing totally opposite direction. So we can see that this line is nothing but completely opposite direction of the initial L line. Okay. But suppose we will take initial one only. So let us take initial L1 only, and let's take two points on it. Okay? 2 points on it. Some line L, and we'll take small part of it, and this part let us give the name A, B. So now we are giving this name, okay, particular name we will give for this region, for only this region, that is A vector, small a vector. Matlab we had full length, okay. Line ka length not possible, no. Length of some line is not possible, but length of line segment can be found. Okay, so whatever here we have mentioned small a, which is not equal to this line L. Line L is different. It can be go up to infinity on top side. It can go up to infinity even down part. Okay. But if I want to mention as this A, then what is this A? A vector, or vector A is equal to AB. You can see that A here it started and B pay it has arrow on the A side. That means it is nothing but AB vector. So vector A is equal to AB vector, vector AB. So what is the definition of vector over here? A quantity which has magnitude as well as direction. That is this one is directly it was given. That is why I given again. Line segment is a vector. Yes, we can see AB. AB is a vector denoted simply as read as vector AB or vector A. Both are same things. Okay, both are same things. One can write vector AB or vector A. Vector A मतलब छोटा वाला है, small a. Okay, vector A भी मतलब we have put the points from which we can pronounce also. The point A, yes. As we can see, it is here. We can see that it is starting from this point. It is starting from this point. मतलब ended. We can say it is a full stop kind of thing near to A. That is why it is called as initial point. This A will be known as initial. Suppose you have some line M and which is nothing but P and here Q. So you will say that, okay, P is initial point. And what is the final point? So you will say Q is a final point. Simple. One is initial, then other one is final. Where the arrow is there, okay, towards that point, which is called as terminal point, yeah, final point. So here we will use always terminal. Achha, I wrote final point. I should write terminal point. Initial point and terminal point. The distance between initial and terminal point. What is the distance between them? Distance between initial and terminal points of a vector is called magnitude of vector. Then what is the magnitude of vector? So that is the distance between the 2 points. Is the distance between 2 points? AB vector. Matlab, suppose we are going somewhere, but I have started measuring. Okay, by I'm starting the displacement from here and going somewhere here, reaching at here. This is the initial point, and then this is the terminal point. I want to find out the displacement, how much displacement I have covered. So in that case, suppose it is C and D. So if I want to find out this magnitude, suppose I have covered 5 kilometers. So this 5 kilometers is called as magnitude, and which will be put in a mode. In a mode of vector C, which is nothing but magnitude of that vector. I assume that all the science students know all this because we have done all this. Huh? Suppose if we have given some name P vector, even P vector is also equal to 5 kilometer. Otherwise, we can write simply P also. Simply P without even the head mark on of an arrow also. Okay. So that's the thing. And the distance between initial and terminal points of a vector is called the magnitude of the vector, denoted by AB vector. Mode of AB vector, mode of vector A, and the arrow indicates the direction of the vector. Arrow always indicates that it is going towards B, A to B. Okay, that's it shown. Next is position vector. We are actually recalling some basic part of physics, right? Position vector for chapter, scalars and vectors. Suppose we have some point x, y, z in 3D. I explain you what is 3D. You want some x-axis in your room only you can make out. Okay, what is x-axis, what is y-axis, what is z-axis, right? So that way I told you any corner you can consider, and it has a 3 direction. We can easily show. So suppose the coordinate of P is x, y, z, and O is the origin. And here we are mentioning, okay, suppose this is in this diagram, you can see it's OP is equal to R. can see R. The OP vector also can be mentioned, or we can mention R vector also. Both are same things. But how do I find out the distance between O and P? It's nothing but distance formula only for 3D. It's like x2 minus x1 the whole square, y2 minus y1 the whole square, z2 minus z3 z1 by z1 whole square. So here you will do x minus 0 the whole square, y minus 0 the whole square, z minus 0 the whole square. Ultimately, you have this. So that's it. One can write as R vector also, and one can write as this R also. All are. So this is the thing that we need to. What is the second diagram? Second diagram shows that we have 3 points A, B, and C, and all are having position vectors of vector A, vector B, and vector C. And in that case, we are going to discuss about some direction of cosine for vector P only. Sorry, point P. We are not showing all this for this diagram. It is just for understanding. Suppose we have 3 points, that vector A, vector B. We can see OA is equal to vector A, B is equal to vector B, C is equal to vector. One can show with this diagram also. Now, the direction of cosines.